Have you ever smiled in front of everyone while quietly wondering if God has forgotten you? You've prayed, you've waited, you've cried when no one else was around. You've watched other people move forward while your own life seemed to stand still. And somewhere along the way, you began asking yourself, did I miss what God had for me? If that's where you are today, listen carefully, because this message may be exactly what your heart needs. God isn't finished with your story. Every one of us has chapters we'd rather erase. The relationship that ended, the opportunity that disappeared, the diagnosis that changed everything, the betrayal you never saw coming, the years that feel like they slipped through your fingers. Sometimes we carry those memories like heavy luggage, believing they'll define the rest of our lives. But God doesn't see your life as one painful chapter. He sees the entire story, and He already knows how it ends. One of the hardest truths to accept is that God can use the very things we wish had never happened. Think about a sculptor. Before a masterpiece is revealed, all anyone sees are rough cuts and flying pieces of stone. It looks messy, incomplete, even destructive, but the artist sees what no one else can see. In the same way, God is shaping something beautiful through seasons that make no sense today. The tears you've cried, the disappointments you've carried, the prayers that seemed unanswered, none of them have been ignored. God sees every detail, and He never wastes pain. Perhaps you've been mourning lost years. Years consumed by fear, years spent recovering, years waiting for doors to open, years wondering if life would ever change. But what if those years weren't empty? What if they were preparing you for the very thing God has planned next? Preparation often feels like delay while you're living through it. But when you look back, you realize God was building your character, strengthening your faith, and teaching you to depend on Him in ways success never could. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. The enemy wants you to believe your past is your identity. God wants you to know your purpose is greater than your past. Don't build tomorrow on yesterday's disappointment. Instead, lift your eyes. Choose hope again. Pray again. Believe again. Not because everything has changed, but because God hasn't changed. His faithfulness didn't end with your difficult season. Today, I want to encourage you to do 3 simple things. First, write down one thing you've been grieving. Then surrender it to God in prayer. Second, thank Him for one blessing you still have today. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you've lost to what He's already doing. Finally, ask yourself this question every morning. What would I do today if I truly believed God was still writing my story? Then take one step of faith, just one. God often guides moving feet. One day, you'll look back on this season differently, not because it didn't hurt, but because you'll finally see what God was doing while you couldn't. The pain won't have the final word. The disappointment won't have the final word. Your mistakes won't have the final word. God will. And when He finishes writing your story, you'll realize the chapters you wanted to skip became the very chapters that revealed His faithfulness. So don't give up. Don't stop believing. Your story isn't over. The author is still writing. If this spoke to your heart, leave this declaration in the comments. God is still writing my story. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.